I'm in the book of Hosea, right? 5 and 4. So listen to this, you guys. I want y'all to also download my ebook, right? Because it's called Broken Covenant, Rejecting the Spirit of a Harlot. See, Christ, he said their deeds do not permit them to return to God, to their God. He said a spirit of prostitution. Do y'all know what the spirit of prostitution is, y'all? He said it's in their heart. Do you got the spirit of prostitution in your heart? He said they do not acknowledge the Lord. This is what God said. This is what he said, y'all. He said they don't acknowledge the Lord. These people got the spirit of prostitution in their heart. Do y'all know what the spirit of prostitution is? Because we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. Because I teach you about spiritual warfare, how to go from the kingdom of darkness to the kingdom of light. Through my story, I teach you how to break free from generational curses, pull down strongholds, and to break free from addiction, okay? This is what I do, all right? So we're going to get into this. He said, their deeds do not permit them to return to their God. He said a spirit of prostitution is in their heart, okay? Hosea 5 and 4. Okay. We talking about, Hosea means salvation. Okay. Ministers to the northern kingdom of Israel. Okay. Now, the nation, they was enjoying a time of prosperity and growth. But inwardly, okay, they had moral corruption. Spiritual adultery was in their heart. In the hearts of the people, y'all. Hosea, listen. God instructed Hosea to marry a woman named Gomer, okay? Now, he found his domestic life to be an inaccurate and tragic dramatization of the unfaithfulness of God's people, right? So listen, during his half century, all right, of his prophetic ministry, Hosea, he echoes his threefold message. What was his message, Hosea? Okay, God arbors the sins of his people. Judgment is certain, but God's loyal love stands firm. Okay. Now, let's get into this. Hosea, Joshua, and Jesus. Okay. Their names mean salvation. Or Yahweh. Yahshua is salvation, right? Now, God's messenger, Hosea, offers the possibility of salvation if only the nation will turn from idolatry back to God, okay? So let's get into this. Let's talk about this because he said their deeds do not permit them to return to their God. This is what he said. He told the people this. They will not frame their doings to return unto their God. He said, for the spirit of whoredoms, okay, is in the midst of them, and they have not known the Lord. This is what he said, y'all. So we're going to get into this because this is what God, listen, y'all, let's go to Hosea 4 and 12. So this is what he said, okay? He said that, when you go to 12, it says, my people ask counsel at their stock, okay? And their staff declared it unto them. For the spirit of whoredoms have caused them to error. They have gone a horn. He said that they went horn under their God, from under their God. Okay, they went horn, y'all. This is what the children of Israel did. They went horn. That's why I said there's no knowledge in the land. No knowledge in the land. So let's get into this. That's why he said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. I will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of God, he said, I will also forget your children. So y'all listen, if you forget the law of God, he gonna forget your children. He gonna forget your children. You better not forget the law of God. He will forget your children. He said it as they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore, I will change their glory into shame. Okay? Said they eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity. He said he gonna reward them for their doings, y'all. This is what God said. This ain't what I said. This is what God said in his word. He was gonna reward them for their doings. This ain't what I said. This ain't something I made up. This is what God said. But because you don't read your Bible, you don't know what he said in the first place. This is not what I said. This ain't some stuff that I came up with. Their deeds will not allow them to turn. He said a spirit of prostitution, harlotry, is in them. This is what God said, y'all. I'm just telling y'all what God said. This ain't what I said. So then when you get more into this, I'll tell y'all what's going on here. We're talking about God's judgment on Israel and Judah. Okay? This is what we're talking about here. So then he says here that said, I will punish your daughters. So listen, y'all. Listen to this. Okay, so he said, my people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declareth it unto them. So then, listen to this, y'all. Let's go to Jeremiah 2 and 27, because it talks about this right here, and he says that. Let me get into this, okay? Let's get into this. He says here that saying to a stock, Thou art my father, and to a stone, Thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, Arise, save us. This is what the Most High said. In their trouble, this is what they gonna say. But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise. The Most High said, let these other gods, let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. Did y'all hear this? He said, for according to the number of thy cities are thy gods, O Judah. This is what he said, y'all. He said, wherefore will ye plead with me? He said, ye have transgressed, ye all have transgressed against me, said the Lord. You all, he said, ye all of us. He said, in vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction. He said, your own sword, okay, had devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. He said, O generation, See ye the word of the Lord. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are lords. We will come no more unto thee. So he said it right here. He said, whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. Listen, y'all, he said they eat up the sin of my people. This is what he said. You are a prostitute. The spirit of prostitution is in their heart, and they do not acknowledge the Lord. This is what God said. This is what he said. He said, for the spirit of whoredoms hath caused them to err. They have gone a whoring from under their God. Ask yourself, have you gone a whoring from under your God? Under your God. For the Lord hath rejected thy confidences, and thou shalt not prosper in them. This is what it says. So then it goes on to say, y'all, this is deep. This is deep. I'm just reading to y'all, because I know some of y'all don't read. But I'm going to tell you, the Bible says fools hate knowledge. And some of y'all have gone a whoring from under your God. Isaiah 44:19. It says here, let me read this real quick, y'all. I'm just here reading, okay? Because God sent his word to heal us and to deliver us from our destructions, right? And so it says, we talking about the maker of all things. Isaiah 44:19. It says here that, and none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge, nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire. Yea, also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof. I have roasted flesh and eaten it, and shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree? Then it says, he feedeth on ashes. A deceived heart hath turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, y'all, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? Listen, he feedeth on ashes. A deceived heart hath turned him aside. That's why it says that your heart is wicked. That he cannot deliver his soul. Nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand? He said, remember these, O Jacob. Remember these in Israel. He said, for thou art my servant. He said, I have formed thee. Thou art my servant, O Israel. He said, thou shalt not be forgotten of me. I have blotted out as a thick cloud, he said, thy transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins. He said, return unto me. See, God, he wants you to return to him. He said, for I have redeemed thee. If you want God to redeem you, you better turn unto him. He said, for the Lord hath redeemed Jacob and glorified himself in Israel. He is the one who hath redeemed Jacob. He said, I have redeemed thee. He said, he that formed thee from the womb, I am the Lord that maketh all things. He's God that maketh all things, the Most High God. He said that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself. He didn't need nobody to help him when he did it. He said that frustrated the tokens of the liars. Yep. And maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward, and maketh their knowledge foolish, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers. Okay? This is deep, y'all. He said, thy shall be built into the temple, thy foundation shall be laid. He is my shepherd, and he shall perform all my pleasure. God is going to perform all my pleasure. Not some of my pleasure, but all of my pleasure. Do you hear me? You better make that your affirmation. He is my shepherd and shall perform all my pleasure. Because he is the one who redeemed Jacob. Okay? And he glorified himself in Israel. He said, I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgressions. That's why he said, return unto me. And how do you return unto God? With weeping, fasting, and mourning. Return unto me with fasting, weeping, and mourning. I mean, yeah. So, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Return back to him. Return to God. Okay? He wants you to turn back to him. He said, for Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, my elect. He said, I even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee. He said, though thou hast not known me. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? You was his elect, but yet you didn't know him. He said, I will give thee treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, which called thee by thy name, am the God of Israel. He said, I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. Okay? Do you know that God is the one, he can make the crooked places straight? Okay? He said, I form the light and create darkness. He is the one who formed the light. He said, I make peace and create evil. He said, because I, the Lord, do all things. I'm the one who do all things. He said, because I am the Lord and there is none else. Did y'all know that? There is none else. He make all things. And he is my shepherd. And he shall perform all of my pleasure. Okay? I'm just telling you the truth. God says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is the truth. The word is the truth. And because the word is the truth, and if I abide in the word and the words of God abide in me, then I'm the truth. And in the truth, there is no lie. There ain't no lie. Ain't no lie, y'all. This ain't no lie. This is the real deal Holyfield. But he said their deeds do not permit them to return to their God. A spirit of prostitution is in their heart, and they do not acknowledge God. And so because fools are destroyed for lack of knowledge, he said, I will reject thee and thy children. Okay, this is what he said. So y'all keep on playing with the Most High, rejecting him, rejecting what he said in his word, thinking that he won't come with a double-edged sword. He said that he is the one. I form life. I'm the one who formed light, and he create darkness. He was a man of love, but he also was a man of war. So keep playing. And think he won't draw the sword and thrust you through and through. Okay? He sure will, because he is not playing. But guess what? He said they have not known me. People don't believe the Most High because they have not known me. People don't know him. They don't care about the Most High and his word and what he had to say in it. So I'm just God in the flesh. That's it. Reincarnated like Christ. So listen to this. It says here that, So I said, hear me, O Judah. Hear me, O Judah, and ye inhabitants of Jerusalem. He said, believe in the Lord your God. That's what he said. So you shall be established. You believe in God so you can be established. And then he said, believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper. Okay? This is not what I said. This is what God said. Go read 2 Chronicles 20 and 20. Okay? So we praise God for his mercy, because his mercy endures forever, right? Yep. This is why God said you shall not need to fight in this battle. You don't have to fight. Set yourselves. Stand ye still and see the salvation of the Lord with you. He said, O Judah and Jerusalem, fear not, nor be dismayed. Because why? God is with you. God is with you even if you have not known him. This is your call to know him today. Return to him with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. Turn back to God. He said, turn and be converted, and I will heal you. Then he will heal you, okay? So this battle is not your battle to fight. It's not your battle to fight. You're supposed to just, he said, set yourselves. And then he said, stand ye still. See, sometimes you just got to stand still so you can see the salvation of the Lord with you. Okay? That's what you got to do. Set yourselves and be still. Be still. See the salvation of the Lord. Where did he say? That he shall perform all of your pleasures, all of my pleasures. Because the Lord is my what? He is my shepherd. I shall not want. You better declare that today, and you better believe it. And you better act like it. You better not even act like it. You better know it. He shall perform all my pleasure. This is so deep, y'all. I'm sitting up here, I'll be saying something, or I'll be on the camera, but then God be giving me more visions and be dropping stuff in my spirit, okay? He just be dropping stuff, all right? So I love y'all. I'm getting off of here. This is the message to return back to God, okay? Don't let the spirit of prostitution be in your heart to where you can't acknowledge the Lord. Acknowledge him. Return to him. Okay? Weep and cry out to him so he can heal you.